Welcome to Dr. J, CEO of Jurlic.com, and our program, 5 and Under, where we take the questions sent in by people listening from all over, and as we select that question based upon relationships, whether in career, in work, or in your personal life. If we select it, you get a free Jurlic profile, one of the most powerful profiles ever done. Now, you can write to us by going to Jurlik, Jerlik 05 at gmail.com. Today's question is from Arnie in Denver, where he asks, what's the difference between skills and talents? And do personality tests actually tell someone their innate talents and what they are and their strengths? Well, first of all, Arnie, I want to thank you for sending in that question. It's a confusing one for many psychologists, I think, and people obviously like you and I, or people listening to the program. First of all, personality tests often operate, and only a few actually give the innate talents and strengths, and in any kind of depth. Of course, Strengths Finders by Gallup is one of them, and of course the Jurlic multidimensional profile is the other. Now, do people with high innate talents and strengths, does that lead to actual talents? If a person is schooled in leadership or in relationship or in many other things, will they achieve the same high degree of scores, the same high degree of abilities as someone who has the innate ability and strength in those areas? The answer is they often do not correlate as people would think. In other words, that very often what it means when someone has a high innate talent and strength in an area, it means that, as I've said many times, if you were to look at little children, even up until the age, beginning with the age of 5 or 6, you'll see them operating in those innate talents and strengths without having had any classes to gain those skills. And that's what we're talking about. You'll see the leaders, you'll see the socializers, you'll see the people who take things apart and put them together again, who are adept at science and math, as soon as they begin to approach those things. Now, often there are people who take many classes, people who want to be leaders. I had recently seen someone, a West Point graduate, a graduate of Ranger School, and CEO of many nonprofit organizations, approach me for a career change, wanting to get into a leadership position for profit. And when I looked at his profile, it was very obvious that he was trained in innumerable classes in all these skills of leadership. Yet he thought in his resume he was demonstrating leadership, and he wasn't. And that was also shown by my profile, the Jurlic profile, multidimensional. Now, what we did see is that he was operating very well as a manager and very well as an administrator, thinking these were CEO type kinds of skills that he was displaying, but it wasn't. And that is the difference. As someone who has all these classes and begins to take all the preparation of various skills, whatever the classes they choose to become higher in, they will score average, maybe a little above average, but they will not score high in those areas. Now, what does a leader look like who has innate talents and strengths? And what are the differences? Well, a leader acts as a leader whenever whenever the situation warrants it. Someone who is an innate leader will quickly, when there is a problem, quickly move into action, especially if there's a vacuum and no one is filling it. He will begin to assess it. He will begin to act on it. He will out to get solutions to the problem. That means he forms a vision, and he quickly assesses strategically how to make that vision happen and make it a mission to make it happen. So there is a tremendous difference between people who operate in innate talents and strengths, and that's what we want to look for. That's what I explain to people in their careers and in companies that are hiring these people. Now, we want you to become part of our program. Write your question, anything to do with relationship, to Jurlic, JERLIK05 @gmail.com, and you will get a free profile. Thank you.